Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I'm here to talk about the OnePlus 10 Pro and how it doesn't suck. And you may be led to believe that it's not a very good phone, but in reality it's a good phone. It's actually a very good phone. But the thing is of course it's not a Samsung, it's not an Apple phone, and OnePlus has made some really weird decisions over the last year that have kind of changed, I guess, the way some people may take a look at a lot of these phones. Especially the whole combination with Oppo now, and then we're using Color OS. We're not using Color OS. We're going to use Oxygen OS in the US again, but really it's just Color OS with Oxygen. They've done some weird things here. They definitely have, like the whole no 5G on AT&T, from my understanding, ever. So if you've got AT&T, you probably don't want it. I'm just going to throw that out there now, and not because 5G is the best thing since sliced bread, but as they turn off the 2G and 3G networks, you really need those 5G frequencies so you can get good coverage wherever you go. That's an important thing. You want coverage with your phone. And then the whole no millimeter wave, that I'm not really going to bat too many eyelashes at. But also, we only have the 8GB and 128GB model here in the US. And also, if you don't get the carrier model, there's no IP certification. So there's a lot of really curious decisions here that really kind of look like it gives the phone a black eye before it even gets a chance. It's not even out on carrier store shelves yet, and already there's a lot of negativity surrounding this device, and I want to dispel some of that. I've been using it for the last 2 days now, and it feels a lot like a OnePlus phone. It's got a beautiful display on it, nice 6.7-inch Quad HD Plus, 120 hertz, LTPO2, all the whole 10 yards, the whole 9 yards, whatever you want to call it. They did a good job. It looks beautiful. Facial recognition, it's got the nice under-the-screen fingerprint sensor that definitely works better than the one on the Pixel. Even after the 6 months of then updating it, the facial recognition is fine too. It's just kind of the simple facial scanning biometric, which is okay. I mean, it's nice, it's snappy, it unlocks quick, so you can use it that way. And then you also get, here in the US, the 8 and 128 model. It does go up as high as 12 and 256 and 12 and 512. You got to pay for those. You got to get that, of course, as an unlocked model, so it's not going to have the IP rating here in the US. Don't take it in the water. I'm not overly concerned about that. I'm not a big fan of it, but the thing is when you stack it against the competition, the iPhones have it, the Samsungs have it, the OnePlus technically doesn't have it. And then here also for the States, we also have the 65-watt charger, which still gets you recharged quick, fast, in a hurry. I believe it's like 58% in about 15 minutes. That's really good. That's pretty darn good, especially since the charger also comes in the box. Now, the price tag has taken a little bit of humble pie and served it with the phone. It's not $1,069 or $1,000 or whatever. It's $899. And I expect there to be some sort of carrier incentives and trade-in deals, whatever. They're going to find a way to try and move these. There is no regular OnePlus 10. And a lot of people are curious and concerned about that, especially with all these rumors of there being an Ultra phone later this year, which would make a lot of sense. The thing is these guys, OnePlus, are very heavily competing with Samsung. What doesn't Samsung have that's going to be in the fall anymore? The Note. So traditionally, we get the T-Series phone that comes out later in the year. I could kind of see them bringing out an Ultra later on in the fall. Won't have to compete with an S-Series device. It'll probably do well. In fact, they may be putting more emphasis on that than this one, and that might be their primary launch now in the fall as opposed to in the spring when they're competing with the S-Series devices. So we'll have to see. I think OnePlus probably has something up their sleeve. They also probably want to see what the whole Nothing project is. This summer, that new phone is supposed to be out as well. But hey, this is a good phone. At $899, it gives you kind of a nice middle ground. It gives you an option because it's not just Samsung and it's not just Apple. It gives you that third-party option. Of course, we've got Google. A lot of people have had a sour taste in their mouth with that, but with the OnePlus 8 Pro, that's also $899. So this guy right here, same price, comes with a 65-watt charger in the box, and you're good to go that way. So, I mean, at least gives you something, right? It gives you something. And you get the fast charging. That's something that the Pixel doesn't really have. Yes, you can use the 30-watt charger, kind of, but it doesn't charge at that. So you just have to give and take a couple different things. And a lot of people don't like Google. I don't blame you. They're like the Apple of the Android world. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't really like Apple all that much to begin with. So I've kind of gravitated towards the OnePlus phones over the last couple of years, at least since the 7 series. But this is not a bad phone. Yes, I know that jerry-rig everything, snapped it in half. Okay, nobody's going to be doing that. And if that was a big problem, we would have been hearing it over the last couple months since it launched in China. I mean, if that's not covered up, who knows? Just making a joke there. But I think by and large it's going to be fine. I think it's a serviceable phone. You just have to go into it with an understanding of the limitations. Again, no 5G on AT&T. That's actually a pretty big thing. That's really one of those things that raises not one eyebrow, but both. I don't know why they did that, because the antenna's in there to support it. I guess they just didn't want to pay the money to AT&T to get it certified, which I don't blame them. I really am not a big fan of AT&T at all. But again, no millimeter wave, no IP certification if you get the unlocked model. And then, of course, you only get the 8 and 128 here in the States. So, yeah, it's not the... They're not any rose-tinted glasses looking at that, of course. So there's going to be a lot of speculation. There's going to be a lot of concerns. But if you're a OnePlus fan, I think it's a good phone. It's nice. It's sharp. It's got the Snapdragon 8 Generation 1. I haven't really noticed any heating issues so far. Of course, I don't do any benchmark testing. Maybe it does have some throttling going on. It wouldn't surprise me, because the S22 series phones are very heavily throttled by Samsung. And I think that's a lot to do with the chip. And we had that problem last year with the Snapdragon 888. Everybody was trying to find a way to throttle it and get that heat and power management under control, because it was just running rampant and really, really killing the battery. And some of the phones were getting really hot. So, yeah, I just wanted to get out ahead of some of that and say, look, it's not a bad phone. Yes, there are some things you need to make yourself aware of, which I'm trying to do with the education in this video, of course, other videos. I'm going to have my full review. The cameras... The primary cameras I like a lot. I've always kind of liked them. I like the Hasselblad color science that goes along with it, 10-bit color, all that good stuff. They look pretty good. But when it comes to the selfie camera, they still haven't really made any leaps or bounds there. It's got a 32 megapixel camera, but the quality just is not there. It's not. I think even the Pixel selfie camera is better, which people complain about. It's maybe right there on par with the Pixel 6. Not as good as the Samsung, not as good as the iPhone. And they put so much emphasis on the primary camera on the back and what it can do there. I don't know why they don't try and make the selfie camera better. So I'm going to be testing it out. I will be making videos about it. Of course, I do have it. It's going to be available here, I think, in the next week and a half or so in the States on carrier shelves. So we'll see how it sells. We'll see how it does. I know there's not going to be a lot of people clamoring and flocking to go get this, but I know there are OnePlus fans. I know there are people that are interested in it. And I know there are people who don't like Apple or Google or Samsung that want another option. And that was LG before, but now LG's gone as well. So we'll see how it goes. I've been enjoying it so far. I'm only 2 days in. I did go take some pictures with it. I was pleasantly surprised. The colors are really vibrant and pop out. And the overall phone it's a good phone. It's a nice flagship caliber phone. $899. It gives you an option that's not the $1199 S22 Ultra, and then it also competes very well with the Pixel 6 Pro at $899. So it's just another option out there with its quirks, which seems to be the whole token of phones this last year. There's like an asterisk. There's something with all of them that makes them a little quirky when it comes to being a flagship phone, especially when we pay so much money for it. But just want to let you know, it's not a crap phone, okay? It really is not. So if you hear that, listen to it with a grain of salt. See what the constructive criticism is. See what the context is. But everything here, it has the makings to be a perfectly good phone, minus those couple little things. And honestly, we could talk about most phones and say there are a couple little things here that we don't like. This one just has a few more than most, which really doesn't help it out the door, which is all on OnePlus. But anyway, that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.